in sync here.
If you want to shift over here, you're
No,
welcome.
no, I'm fine here. That's okay. Maybe next time. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the January 24th, 2024 Cauga Heights Board of Education meeting. Will the treasurer please call the roll?
Mrs. Decker.
Here.
Mrs. Etter.
Here.
Ms. Prouse.
Here.
Mr. Dobbins. Here. Mr. Suchaki.
Here. 5 present, none absent. On behalf of the board, I would like to welcome all students, staff, parents, and interested community members to tonight's Board of Education meeting. The board values and encourages public comment on educational issues. Anyone having an interest in the actions of the board may participate during the public comments portion of the meeting, and if you do so, please identify yourself on the board sign-in sheet. Copy of the meeting agenda is available for review on the school district website, and we do ask that you silence your cell phones during the meeting. At this point, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this point, I would like to entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Dobbins.
Second.
Second. Do we have, is there any discussion?
Just one note. Thank you for understanding that we moved down to the auditorium today. Several students informed me that there would probably be paparazzi here tonight because they were getting Student of the Month awards, so we had to move it to a bigger venue. That wasn't you, was it, Apollo? No. Okay. No, but actually, with two months worth of Students of the Month, we moved down here. Most other times, we're out in the library in the professional development room, but we wanted people to be able to stretch out a little bit more. So thank you.
And I'm listed under 13, that section, for superintendent section, so either pull that section out or vote
Correct.
separately.
So that'll be voted on separately under Section 13, the parent volunteers for the national trip. A will be voted on separately, not part of the consent agenda.
Any other items on the agenda? Hearing none, treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Decker.
Aye.
Mrs. Etter.
Aye.
Ms. Prouse.
Aye.
Mr. Dobbins. Aye. Mr. Suchaki.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. At this point, I will turn the meeting over to our superintendent, Mr. Evans, to start on our presentation.
And we're going to start with our December Students of the Month first, and Mr. Dtre will start with those. Or you're going first? Mr. Kiefer's going first. No, Mr. Dtre's right there. Oh, okay. So we'll start with Mr. Kiefer.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Jay Kiefer, principal with Cauga Heights Elementary School. I'd like to share with you our exciting news of our Students of the Month from December and also for January. In December, we honored second graders. So I'm going to start with Ms. Grace. Ms. Grace, would you come forward? Grace Davis. Grace, as I said, is in second grade. She happens to live in Valley View. A big old compound. Right, Grace? Okay. She's here with her mom and her dad and her two sisters. Wait. And Molly and Julia. They're 6 years old here. And mom and dad, as I said, and grandma as well. They also went to the school district, as you probably know. She has one cat named Brady. And her favorite subject at school is reading because she likes to read. The favorite specials class, she said, music and art. She wanted to make sure I said both of them because she feels beats and likes to dance. And she has a great imagination. Outside of school, she likes to play soccer down in Valley View, softball, Girl Scouts, and when she grows up, she'd like to be a teacher. Or a dance teacher, she said. She could do one during the day, one at night. And college, she said yes, she'd like to attend college. And I asked her if she had any message for her parents that are here tonight. And she thought about it a little bit, and she goes, yeah, I'd like you to thank them for taking care of me, Julia, and Molly, being great parents and everything else. So thank you, parents, for a job nicely done. She was nominated by her second grade teachers, as I said, and this is what they had to say about Miss Grace. Grace Davis has proven herself to be a selfless leader this year. jumping at the opportunity to help other students. We've witnessed countless quiet acts of kindness. She is the first person to make a new student feel welcome in our school, or to make sure that the quiet student in class joins the group. In addition to her exemplary behavior, Grace is driven to succeed in all academic areas. She receives feedback well and uses that feedback to improve her classroom performance. We have no doubt that she will be incredibly successful in her time here at Praga Heights and well beyond. Thank you for being a role model here at our school, what it means to be caring, honest, engaged, and safe. Congratulations, Grace. I have some certificates for you.
Grace, we're going to ask if you kind of come on down, and we're going to line you all up for everybody to see.
All the way down here to the end and stand here. I'm going to have the other student amongst children. Our other second grade student of the month, Mr. Apollo. Come on down, Apollo Sartera. Apollo's new to our school this year. Well, I shouldn't say new. Many of you know Apollo because of his dad who teaches here in middle school, Mr. Garcia. Many of you in here probably had him as a teacher, but this is his son, Apollo. I'd like you to introduce you to. They do live in Broadview Heights, and this is his first year at Praga Heights. Great. Can't wait to have the whole family, mom and dad, next year. He's here with mom and dad tonight. They're both teachers, and his one brother, Gus, is 13, Evie's 10, and Aviana is 15. I asked him if he had any pets. Dad, you gotta be honest. He wants a dog. Yeah, he told me. It's a boy dog. His favorite subject right away he jumped to me and said, you know, the key, but not subject. That's a special. Subject first. So then he told me, and I knew this answer too because I spent time in second grade. And it's math, because math are easy to do, and he does love math. And then we jumped to favorite special. And he loves his PE because he loves to play his sports. Outside of school, we've got travel basketball, we got travel baseball, we got travel football. And when he grows up, he wants to be a dentist, just like everyone else in the family. I saw that. Grandpa's a dentist. Two uncles are a dentist. And Aunt is a dentist. So someday I'll come to you, doctor, when I need a dentist. Okay? And yes, he does want to go to college, and he made a specific division 2. I said, why D2? Well, you can say division 2. And I know this, right? So he said D2 right now. Once, because he feels he plays sports now, but D2 so there you go. So what's and his message tonight to the two of you? First of all, thank you for sharing your son with us. Dad comes over, picks him up early for basketball practice. Said, hey, I'll take him to a walk, take him. So yeah, I do get to see Dad. So he says, thanks for being such good parents to him. And his second grade teacher said, Apollo Tartera consistently demonstrates how to be a caring, honest, engaged, and safe student at CHES. Each day, Apollo arrives at school with a positive attitude, sense of humor, and strong work ethic. During lessons, Apollo consistently puts forth his best effort by participating in discussions, asking thoughtful questions, and working hard to master concepts being taught. Apollo can be counted on to make good choices even when teachers are not watching. Second grade classmates look up to Apollo and respect him as a class role model. We are so fortunate to have the opportunity to have Apollo as a student in our second grade this year as well as our school. So congratulations to you as well. You're welcome. Get another picture and enjoy your class meal over there. All right, but I'll sit a little bit. Our third grade student for this month is Amelia Shepherd, and she has one. Good. Amelia is new to our elementary school this year. They just moved into Brooklyn Heights. She lives with mom said Tempe was a very grumpy cat, she said. Her favorite subject, once again, another one, mathematician, is math because it's easy for her. Her favorite specialist class, she said technology. Technology is taught by many of you, as you know, Mr. Miller. And they finish many projects in there, and they play games when they're done. Outside of school, she enjoys riding bikes, games on the computers, and playing with Clark. And also knitting, she said. When she grows up, she told me she wants to be an author. She wants to write a book. We talked about a little bit about what it takes to be an author. Or the military, she said. So then I said, you want to go to college? She goes, what's that? And so, like, how much time do you have here? And so we explained what college was, and she finally said, oh, yes, yes, yes. So her message to you, her parents this evening, she's happy that you were here, and she's glad that she moved to Concord Heights Elementary School. So thank you, parents. And her teacher, Mrs. Smith, was unable to be here tonight. She just sent her apologies. Mrs. Smith says, Amelia is new to our district this year and has been a fabulous addition to our classroom. Amelia embodies what it means to be a Red Wolf. She is caring, honest, engaged, and safe. Those are our 4 words we live by that we be as a model at our elementary school. Amelia works hard in the classroom. She not only wants to learn, but is often heard asking why. She takes her learning seriously and works hard to fully understand every new concept she learns. Amelia is a friend's wall. She's extremely inclusive and always makes sure others have something to play, someone to play or work with. She cares deeply about other people's feelings. Amelia has so many wonderful character traits. She is kind, accepting, friendly, honest, responsible, and never gives up. Congratulations, Amelia. We are so proud of your hard work this year in 3rd grade. And that's this. I've got 1 set of 3rd grade teachers and 1 by me, so I'll get those back for you. And if you want to 2nd graders over there. Our last student of the month came down with the flu this morning. His parents have asked me if they can be honored next month. I said that's not a problem. His name is Noah Severigo. He's from Brooklyn Heights, so we'll honor Noah at another time. Thank you.
All right, the students of the month from the middle school and the high school. I'm going to start with December here. And from the 6th grade, Olivia Grindelsberger. Please come forward. Olivia's here with her mom, Melissa. She has a younger sister, and they are residents of Bellevue. Her favorite subject is math, and she is in the art club and plays soccer outside of school. Her most memorable experience here at Cuyahoga Heights was walking into the building on the first day of school. She plans to attend Duke University to play soccer and pursue a career in engineering. Her hobbies include playing the piano, and she loves to cook, especially cakes. Here's what her teacher wrote. Polite, conscientious, hardworking, and friends to all are just a few ways that we can describe Olivia Grindelsberger. Academically, Olivia always gives 110%. She is not just concerned about getting her work completed on time, but she also makes sure she firmly understands what she is learning. Olivia actively participates in each class with enthusiasm. We can always depend on her to be on task, follow directions, and be eager to learn. Socially, Olivia greets both her classmates and teachers with a friendly good morning or see you later. Olivia is very in tune to the feelings and needs of others and is always there to lend support or a helping hand. In addition to going above and beyond during the school day, Olivia shines in her extracurricular activities, such as orchestra and soccer. We are proud to have Olivia in the 6th grade as a 6th grade student, and even more proud to have her as our December Student of the Month. Congratulations, Olivia. 7th grade Student of the Month for December, Gianna Apathy. Please come forward. Gianna is here with her parents, Amanda and Blaine. She has 3 other siblings, and they live here in Brooklyn Heights. Her favorite subject in school is math, and Gianna plays volleyball, basketball, track, indoor soccer, and is in the choir. I learned that she used to take dance for 7 or 8 years in the form of ballet, tap, and jazz. She is undecided about her career path in the future when she finishes here at Cuyahoga Heights. Here is what her teachers wrote in her nomination. Gianna is the 7th grade's nomination for Student of the Month. Gianna exemplifies exceptional care and empathy in all aspects of school life. She shows a genuine concern for the well-being of others and shows compassion to those around her. Whether lending a helping hand or offering words of encouragement, Gianna goes above and beyond to create a positive, inclusive environment for everyone. Congratulations, Gianna. We are proud of you. From the 8th grade, December Student of the Month, Kaylee Rush. Kaylee is here with her parents, Matt and Christy. She is the 2nd youngest of 4 and has attended Cuyahoga Heights her entire life. She is a resident of Valley View, and her favorite subject in school is also math. She is on the school's volleyball and basketball teams, and outside of school, she enjoys just hanging out with friends. She stated that she plans to go to college and possibly major in dentistry, or for dentistry. Here is what her teachers wrote. We are proud to name Kaylee Rush as our Student of the Month in recognition of the care and compassion demonstrated daily. She embodies what it means to be kind, attentive, and helpful to others. Kaylee truly has a gift for noticing when someone is upset or struggling and offers caring words, a listening ear, or lends a hand without hesitation. No matter someone's background or circumstances, Kaylee makes them feel welcomed. We are so thankful to have such a caring member of our school community. Congratulations on being named Student of the Month, Kaylee Rush. For the 9th grade, December Student of the Month, Sarah Weber. Please come forward. Sarah is here tonight with her parents, Debbie and Brian. She has an older brother, and the family lives in Palmer. She joined Cuyahoga Heights last year as an 8th grader, and she likes to read and stated that her favorite subject in school is English. She plans to attend college after she graduates to become a therapist. When I asked her if she could meet anyone famous, past or present, who would it be? She said, Walker Scobell. That's the new Percy Jackson from the new Percy Jackson series. Here is what her teachers wrote. I would like to nominate freshman Sarah Weber for Student of the Month for December. I nominated her last month as well, and would like to nominate her again this month. She is a conscientious worker with meticulous attention to everything asked of her. Sarah is a kind classmate who is willing to share with others. Sarah is a complete pleasure to have in class and always asks for input when she is solving a creative problem. I look forward to seeing her continue to grow as an artist and person. Congratulations, Sarah. 10th grade Student of the Month, Aurora Robinson. Her parents are Chad and Kelly, and she has a younger brother also who attends Cuyahoga Heights, and the family are residents of Garfield Heights. Her dad is the teacher here at the high school and has been here for over 20 years, so some of you may recognize the name. Her favorite subject in school is art, and Aurora is a cheerleader and a member of the first-ring leadership team. Outside of school, you can find Aurora at the dance studio, spending over 20 hours a week practicing tap, jazz, lyrical, contemporary, ballet, musical theater, and hip-hop. She plans on becoming an elementary teacher and a dance instructor. Here is what her teacher wrote. Aurora is deserving of this award because she is a student who reaches new heights and represents the following values we expect to achieve as of students in Cuyahoga Heights. Helpful and reliable, engaged in class content, grateful and responsible for class materials, honest, a leader for her classmates, and is currently a member of the First Ring Leadership Academy, and finally, successful in all she accomplishes academically, athletically, and personally. Aurora is an outstanding student and a role model for her class. She is very deserving of this nomination. Congratulations, Aurora. The 11th grade student of the month for December, Sarah Cattrall. Please come forward. Sarah's parents are Eileen and Michael. Sarah is the middle sibling of 3, and this is her first year at Cuyahoga Heights. She and her family live in Parma. Her favorite subject is English. She enjoys writing stories on the side. She is a member of the Model UN, the French Club, and the soccer team. And after graduation, she plans to attend college, but is undecided at this moment as to a career. Here's what her teacher had to write in the nomination. Sarah has a great attitude, participates fully in every class activity, and gets along with everyone in class. Sarah has made the transition to a new school look easy, when we all know it is not. Sarah is a pleasure to have in class and is one of the top performers. We expect great things to continue. Congratulations, Sarah. The 12th grade student of the month for December, Shai Moore. Please come forward. Shai's parents are Kelly and Doug, and Shai says she started at Cuyahoga Heights here in the 4th grade. She and her family live in Valley View with her 2 dogs, Cat, and a bearded dragon named Peanut. Her favorite subject in school is science. She is a member of the school's softball team, golf team. She is also on a travel softball team, and she likes painting and art. She plans to become a biology teacher, and she enjoys making dinner for her family. Here's what her teacher wrote in the nomination. How this young lady hasn't been nominated is a mystery. Miss Moore is as dedicated as they come. She arrives in class each and every day in my second period class for environmental science with a smile and a warm hello greeting that instantly can change my mood to a positive one, where I remember why I absolutely love teaching. Shai is a prospective science teacher in the making and will soon be shadowing Mrs. Boytek here at Cuyahoga Heights High School. And she actually just began, was it this week? 2 weeks ago. To help clear her path as a teacher. Showcasing her artistic ability within our science classroom, she has been one of the most rewarding experiences thus far for me this year in my 21st year of teaching. I cherish every student's love to blend their passions with mine, doing things for and with a purpose. Not only is she a stellar student in the classroom, but Shai is also a phenomenal softball player and plans on playing in college as she continues her quest in becoming a science teacher. Students like Ms. Moore leave an impression with teachers such as myself and inspire us to continue doing what we chose to do when we started. Congratulations, Shai. Now we move to the students of the month from the middle school for the month of January. Logan Benham, please come forward. Logan's parents are Sarah and Phil. He has a younger sister, and the family live in Brooklyn Heights. He has attended Cuyahoga Heights his entire life, and Logan's favorite subject in school is math. He plays basketball and is a member of the band and participates in Ruck Club. Outside of school, he is active in football, baseball, and snowboarding. When I asked him what he will be doing 10 years from now, he said, without hesitation, a professional athlete. So I followed with, well, which sport? I haven't decided yet. impressive goals. Here's what his teacher wrote. I gladly nominate Logan for this January Student of the Month. Logan is a student that always gives his best in class. He is a role model for his peers, and he is always willing to help myself or his peers out in the classroom without hesitation. Take a seat. Anyone else here in the front want to take a seat? Okay. That was a long time statement there, I apologize. All right, so I'm going to start over. So I gladly nominate Logan for the January Student of the Month. Logan is a student that always gives his best in class. He is a role model for his peers, and he is always willing to help myself or his peers in class without hesitation. Logan is the type of student that does what is right, even when no one is watching. He is very deserving of this award. Congratulations, Logan. Seventh grade Student of the Month for January, Sienna Clark. Please come forward. Sienna's parents are Kim and Reggie. She and her twin sister are in their first year here at Cuyahoga Heights. The family are residents of Old Brooklyn. Her favorite subject in school is math, and Sienna was on the volleyball team and is a member of the choir. In her free time, she likes watching basketball games. She plans to attend college after high school, but is undecided on a career. Here is what her teacher wrote. Sienna Clark is being recognized as the 7th grade Student of the Month for her exceptional responsibility. She manages assignments with diligence and consistently exhibits a strong sense of responsibility. Sienna actively contributes to maintaining a positive and organized learning environment. She embodies the values of responsibility, demonstrating maturity and reliability in all aspects of school life. She is a positive role model for her peers, and we are lucky to have her on our team. Keep up the great work. Congratulations, Sienna, and thank you for all that you do. From the 8th grade, the Student of the Month for January, Julia Havlin. Julia's parents are Jean and Craig, and they are residents of Valley View. Julia has attended Cuyahoga Heights her entire career, and in fact, she told me she is the 4th generation student from her family, following her mom and aunts, her grandma and grandpa, and her great-grandfather, who was in the first graduating class of 1939.
Oh my gosh,
That's quite a tradition.
quite a legacy.
Her favorite subject in school is history, and Julia is a member of the Red Rubies drill team and is a member of the choir and also the spring musical. Outside of school, she said she enjoys singing. She is undecided about a career, but knows that it will involve college. Here is what her teacher wrote. We are pleased to name Julia Havlin our 8th grade Student of the Month in recognition of the incredible responsibility consistently displayed in all aspects of school life. Julia comes to class each day with materials prepared, homework completed, and ready to learn. She manages her time wisely and always follows through on commitments. We can count on Julia to give 100% effort and turn in assignments that reflect her best work. Outside of academics, Julia exhibits her reliability as a morning announcer during middle school convocation. We appreciate Julia's leadership and the example she sets for her peers. It is evident that responsibility is a core value she lives by. Keep up the outstanding work. Congratulations on being named Student of the Month, Julia. Keep up the good work. For the 9th grade, January Student of the Month, Amari Rodriguez. Please come forward. proudly say that Amari Rodriguez is a top-performing student in my class this year, having put in the hard work and discipline to get there. From the start of the year, Amari has been an active participant in my class and eager to answer questions or add discussion, a vital part in learning a world language. She does not fear making a mistake, and it is incredible to see how proud she is of herself whenever she completes a challenging task. Her passion for extracurriculars and learning a new culture shines through in class and emphasizes her natural curiosity. Amari is a pure joy to have, and I cannot wait to see how she is going to excel through her high school career. Congratulations, Amari. Tenth grade student of the month for January, Gavin Klein. Please come forward. Gavin's parents are Dawn and Scott. He is the youngest of three and has attended Cuyahoga Heights his entire academic career. The family are residents of Brooklyn Heights with their 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 2 ferrets. Gavin's favorite subject in school is art, and he participates in the game board club and likes playing in the open gym sessions held after school. Outside of school, he says he likes playing video games. He is planning to attend college, but is also undecided as to what major. When I asked him if he could beat anyone past or present, who would it be? He said, The Weeknd. That's a secret. Here is what his nominated teacher wrote. Gavin is an all-around great kid. He is genuinely curious and interested in learning, which is evident in the thoughtful questions he asks and his frequent check-ins with his teachers. He collaborates productively with his peers without overpowering anyone, which is a rare trait for a high school sophomore. He's honest and forthcoming, he's willing to speak up and ask questions when he has them. Again, this sets him apart from many of his classmates. He's clearly developing a strong sense of self-reflection and introspection, which makes him not only a great student, but a great human being. We're lucky to have Gavin as part of our Cuyahoga Heights High School community. Congratulations, Gavin. 11th grade student of the month for January, Kalia Goins. Please come forward. Kalia's parents are Kelly and Kevin. She is the oldest, and she has a younger brother who also attends Cuyahoga Heights. They are residents of Brooklyn Heights, and Kalia is a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, and the golf team. Outside of school, she spends much of her time working in an animal hospital. She plans to become a psychiatrist working with adolescents. And here's what her teacher wrote. Kalia is an excellent student and a wonderful person. Kalia works hard in the classroom every day, participates eagerly when called on, and asks insightful questions. She comes to class with a great attitude and holds herself to a very high standard. I'm lucky to have Kalia in my Algebra 2 class. Keep up the good work, and congratulations. And the 12th grade student of the month for January, Danny Mott. Please come forward. All right, so I am going to still read what Danny's nominated teacher wrote. Danny Mock is one of the kindest, smartest, and hardest working students in Cuyahoga Heights. She currently is taking 4 AP classes, including AP Government, Psychology, English Literature, and Statistics. The amount of time it takes to excel in one AP class can be a lot, but to do it in 4 is pretty amazing. What is even more impressive is that she is doing it while at the same time competing on the school's high school swim team, which is one of the most exhausting and time-consuming sports as a student can engage in. As her teacher and coach, I recognize how important it is to have someone like Danny. She is a tremendous senior leader on the swimming team. She is an inspiration to her teammates with her work ethic and commitment to the sport and overcoming personal challenges. Danny is a multi-time district qualifier same level of success again this season as she helps lead our team toward the end of our season. It is a pleasure to recommend her for Student of the Month. Congratulations, Danny.
Okay, students, we're going to ask if you could just have a seat in the first or second row because we've got two other short presentations, and then we need picture time. So I'm going to ask that Ms. Jessica Dindia please come forward. Ms. Jessica Dindia is our staff spotlight for the month of January. She has been nominated by Rebecca Raylander. Ms. Dindia is a Title I reading specialist here at Cuyahoga Heights. And Board, I'm going to ask that you approve the following resolution. Whereas the Cuyahoga Heights School District has been fortunate to have dedicated staff committed to the mission of the district, and whereas Jessica Dindia has an effective presence and goes out of her way to make everyone feel comfortable and at ease, and whereas Ms. Dindia has the 4 C's of an amazing teacher: creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration, as well as consistently reflects on her strategies and continues to grow as an educator, and whereas Mrs. Dindia is organized and prepared, has empathy and patience, and promotes the growth mindset, and whereas Ms. Dindia makes an effort to understand each student's unique needs, embraces challenges, and encourages her students to do the same, and whereas Ms. Dindia develops her students into lifelong learners by showing them that she is invested in their academic growth and understands how to measure such progress, and whereas Ms. Dindia fills various roles and effectively collaborates with multiple grade levels, and whereas Ms. Dindia uses best practices, clear language, and multiple mediums to convey lesson material that allows her students to achieve their learning goals, and whereas Ms. Dindia has an amazing sense of humor and is always greeting her students with a smile and a can-do attitude, and whereas Ms. Dindia makes sure that all students are accounted for during bus dismissal and checks students off with both speed and efficiency, and whereas Ms. Dindia has a positive and friendly way of lifting one's spirits and making both students and staff around her happier in her presence, therefore be it resolved, the Cuyahoga Heights Board of Education congratulates Ms. Jessica Dindia on her January 24th, 2024 selection to the Cuyahoga Heights Schools Staff Spotlight. I ask that the board approve that motion, that resolution.
May I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Mr. Dobbins moves.
Second?
Ms. Decker seconds. Any, I assume there's no discussion, so can we go for a roll call, please?
Mr. Dobbins.
Aye.
Mrs. Decker.
Aye.
Mrs. Etter.
Aye.
Ms. Kraus. Mr. Souchaki.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. Congratulations.
Jessica, I'm going to ask you just to hold your spot there. I'm going to come down. I've got one other presentation, and this is Board Recognition Month. So I'd like to formally recognize Mrs. Prouse, Mrs. Etter, Mrs. Decker, Mr. Souchaki, and Mr. Dobbins for their outstanding work as school board members and always putting students first in everything they do here as school board members at Cuyahoga Heights. And we have certificates for them that we will pass down the road here, and also valuable gifts that Mr. Evans' secretary made sure that she bought for him. Thought I was kidding, didn't you?
It's almost like Christmas.
Gary?
Oh, wow.
Very nice. And Mr. Dobbins.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
So that's a whole lot of recognitions this evening. We'd like to thank, and one last one, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize, we heard about a fourth generation. Sue Walters in attendance. Sue was a former student here at Cuyahoga Heights, a longtime employee. My secretary, when I first came to Cuyahoga Heights as middle school principal, so you blame everything on Sue. Still a member of the community. Sue, welcome back, and we always love having you in the building. So congratulations to all the recipients. Students, we'd like you to go over by the backdrop so we can get some pictures taken. Parents, take as many as you want. We're going to take a break after that and then resume with the meeting. Jessica, I'm going to come on down here.
treasurer's business. Mr. Muccio.
Thank you, Mr. Souchaki. I ask for motions 6A, 7A through 7G for approval tonight.
Okay, we'll entertain a motion for the treasurer's business, please.
So moved.
Mr. Dobbins, Ms. Decker, you were pretty close, so we'll give it to you. Is there any discussion? Well, we'll let you do your thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out a few things. If we look at the purchase orders over 5,000, 7C, and we look at our lead sheet there, we just had two tonight. They're both to the Cleveland Foundation. The first one is just to return the excess awards given for the class of 2023 back to the Alumni Association. And the second is a donation to the Hurley Family Endowed Memorial Scholarship. Now that scholarship is in addition to the first amount that we got from Mr. Hurley for $18,000. His second payment from his will is for $16,000. So it's quite a bit to the Alumni Association, and in turn given to the students here to benefit from that. So we thank Mr. Hurley for that generous donation. We have two new grants, 7D and 7E. 7D is the Ohio Attorney General Technology Lincoln Grant, and Mr. Robert Moore was instrumental as the point person for that grant. That grant's $30,000. I don't know, Robert, if you want to say anything for that grant?
This grant will allow us to consolidate our communication solutions that go out to the community. So our calling system for alerts to parents in the community, text messaging, website, it can all get consolidated to an updated solution. For the cost to the district from year to year, it's roughly about the same, but there was a large upfront cost that had temporarily put this project on hold. With this grant, we'll be allowed to take care of that upfront cost and move the district's communication up to a more modern solution.
Very good.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
work in
Yeah,
getting this
thank-
grant.
Right, thanks.
I got to thank Mr. Muccio for sitting in on a meeting with the state, Matt Hartman for doing a lot of the footwork as far as selecting which company we may go with. We're looking at Apogee, but also the possibility of Parent Square, which purchased Remind, which we're using for text messages. So it's all around a team effort.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And our second grant is 7E. That's our Stronger Connections grant. That was Mr. Matt Young. Matt, I'm not sure if you wanted to say anything for the Stronger Connections grant.
I don't even remember that grant we applied for a year and a half ago. I think it was to implement programs centered around PBIS, positive behavior intervention supports,
Yep.
really focusing on the behavioral side of our child learning. So the difficulty with spending this grant is we partnered with the ESC, and they also received a grant. And so everything that we're having to do with professional development is already covered under their grant. So this may be one of those small grants that we're just not able to use because we just don't have anything to spend on. Because there are certain assurances and allowable uses, and the ESC is providing the allowable use that I applied for, so it's free regardless.
And the last item is going to be 7G. That's a modification to the permanent appropriations. We do this from time to time, maybe 6 to 12 times a year. This one here, we have 9 different modifications. The first one is an increase for our general fund. That's to match it with the November 2023 5-year forecast. The second and third modifications would be for scholarships, the Ann Boswell Scholarship, and then again, the James Hurley Scholarship. And then items 4 through 9 would be increases for additional grant funds that we have to the district. And ask for those motions for approval tonight.
We're always happy to see changes when it involves getting new money in. Any other discussions of the treasurer's business? Hearing none, will the treasurer please call the roll?
Mr. Dobbins.
Aye.
Mrs. Decker.
Aye.
Mrs. Etter.
Aye.
Ms. Kraus.
Aye.
Mr. Souchaki.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. Moving on to, treasurer's comments. Almost passed over that, sorry.
Just had 3 tonight. 9A is going to be the levy information. I'm keeping it there, and I'll have it there for every meeting that we have. We have our election coming March 19th, and just reading the very first paragraph that we have here. At the April 19th, 2023 Finance Committee meeting, the committee reached a consensus and recommended a new combined operating permanent improvement levy for the November 7th, 2023 election. The levy would be 8 mills overall, 7 mills for operating, and 1 mill for permanent improvements. The levy term would be continuous. The levy failed to pass for the November 7th, 2023 election, and the Board of Education determined to place the same levy for the March 19th, 2024 election. And then we have the timelines for the resolutions that were passed. The first one, November 20th, 2023, and the second one, December 6th, 2023. And then we just have levy breakdown, what it will cost the taxpayer, what the levy will fund, and why schools rely on levies in the first place. We have 9B, which is going to be our levy issue number, if we were to open that attachment. And that's from Cuyahoga County Board of Elections for, again, the March 19th, 2024 election. And we are issue number 22. And the last one is going to be our calendar year-end review for 2023. And I would like to thank Elixa Rodriguez, our HR and payroll specialist, and Kathy Martin, our assistant treasurer, for all their work on closing the calendar year-end for 2023. Team effort. We had a lot that we had to do. We had to work on our 1099s, our W-2s, the Affordable Care Act reporting, and then closing out the USAS system as well as the USPS system for calendar 2023. Gets kind of crazy because we're starting a new year, 2024. We're still in a certain fiscal year. We're still dealing with last year, 2023, and some of the audit deals with 2022. And then you throw in tax years, and it gets kind of crazy. And that's all I have for tonight.
Okay, any other questions or further discussion for the treasurer's report?
Thank you, Mr. Muccio and the entire team for the work you do to procure the grant funding that's so vital to our district. Thank you.
Okay. Hearing nothing else, will the treasurer please call the roll?
All right, I think we did.
Oh, I'm sorry, we already did that. I get into a mode there and didn't get out of it. Okay, superintendent's business.
Okay, on the consent agenda, I ask for the approval of items 10A and B, 11A and B, 12A, 13B, A is pulled off of the consent agenda, and 14A through E as a part of the consent agenda.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion for those items. I'll make the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Broust. Is there any discussion? Mr. Evans, you want to
Just
go first?
quickly through there, the first 10A is, as we're working with the potential new sign company, there's some lag time that the state takes to approve permits. So this would give me permission that once we approve whoever the contract's going to be with the sign company for the digital sign, for me to go ahead and sign the permits so they can apply to the state for the permits from the state. So that we would then approve them at the next board meeting, but we don't want to, they've explained to us that there's some serious lag time from ODOT to get that process going. So that would just expedite it for whomever we would choose. Use of facilities, that was that film group that was in there, the permits attached to that. It was for 7 hours. The rate is a set rate. We didn't have a special rate. That's part of our regular fees and the custodian for that day. And I kind of went off without a hitch. I haven't heard anything since about it. So Kendra Stryker's on a maternity leave, so she's resigning the second half of her team leader position. And the B is the resignation agreement that we've been working on for a few months here with Ms. Houchin, the separation agreement per attached. Supplemental positions, those are mostly spring sports, I believe, assistant softball coaches, head softball coach, the head baseball coach, and some play set construction advisors. And the team leader for the second half of the year will be Mrs. Douglas for that for that 8th grade team, taking Mrs. Stryker's spot. Parent volunteers for the play set construction, they get a criminal background BCI check, and then they'll be assisting with that. Our agreement with the Elementary Service, Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio, our primary service agreement, that just says that that's who we're going to primarily work with. We can actually go to whomever, and we do in a lot of instances. We use Summit, we use Lorain County's ESC, but our primary services come through the Northeast Ohio ESC. As we've talked about numerous times, different ESCs focus on different areas, and so we're going toward, we certainly have an outstanding one, but some of the other ones have some different strengths that we, like the technology part through Lorraine Community College, or through the Lorraine ESC has been like really strong for us, so we kind of pick and choose on those. A couple of College Credit Plus memorandums, one with LCC, Lorraine Community College, one with Kent State. I got one that's was too late to get on here also, I believe with Akron U, but those two right now, and that's just to approve the agreement that if our students, we do, the Lorraine Community College, College Credit Plus, we teach in the building for the most part, but this would allow students, if they wanted to go out to Lorraine, to do that. And then the Kent State, we haven't had a student at Kent State in a while, and over in Summit, they have a campus. At one time, they do a lot of nursing through that. We had a student whose mom worked out that way, so we had a student use that facility, but this is the agreements in place if a student would want to do that, use that facility for College Credit Plus. Payment tuition plan that we went round and round with last year. This is the family had been withdrawn. I worked with Mr. Muccio on this. They've already brought a first payment in there. You can see per the attached agreement, so that would get us caught up and back up to speed on that one. And approval of memorandum of understanding with the Foundation United Curriculum for Child Sex Abuse Instruction required by Senate Bill 288 and Aaron's Law. This is kind of a canned curriculum that meets the requirements of those two laws for us. Last time I stuck my nose into that conversation, we were talking with the possibility of maybe one of our local law enforcement agents helping us deliver some of that curriculum. So this is one of those that has passed that's kind of come through. It's been somewhat kind of a hot button topic, but as you take a look at this, we're required by law to deliver this curriculum. So I ask for those items for approval.
The curriculum is for a certain grade level or overall?
All grade levels.
All.
Grade level, the curriculum's adapted for the age band, but it does start in kindergarten, goes all the way to 12th, and mandatory to be done every single year. The counselors are going to present it after the training. All staff members after the training who will be working with children every 2 years. There will be a parent opt-out option, but this is required. There's no, it's not optional for us to decide whether we want or don't want to teach this. So this allows us to start moving forward. Yeah, some of the, I mean, again, you're not talking about dating violence in kindergarten, but you will be talking about, you will be approaching some topics like inappropriate contact. As early as 5 years old.
Yeah.
And it'll be adapted to their level, but it's, you can see the controversy.
Yeah.
The parents will have an opt-out.
Anything else? Hearing none, treasurer please call the roll.
Mr. Souchaki?
Aye.
Ms. Prowse?
Aye.
Mrs. Decker?
Aye.
Mrs. Etter?
Aye.
Mr. Dobbins?
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. 16, superintendent's comments.
Nope, 13A. I'd ask that
Oh,
the
that's right,
the
sorry.
apparent volunteers for the April 11th through 14th Nashville trip be approved.
Have a motion, please?
So moved.
Mr. Dobbins? I'll second, I guess. Okay. Any
This is a
discussion?
pre-approved trip. This is, you know, Ms. Decker's kind of, we pulled that one off because
Yes.
Ms. Decker's going to be one of our volunteers to go
Right.
down there and help out with that. So this is, if you've been around, this is a trip that we did every other year, I think, for many, or we did a trip every other year, and I think they rotated between Nashville and New York City for a long time. And they actually, if it's the same as the one that they would actually go into a studio and do some recording while they're down there. Previously, that's what they've done, and I think a little bit has to do with the makeup of just what students go. So they do have the opportunity to do some performing while they're down in Nashville, though.
Good. Should be a great trip. Okay. Please call the roll.
Mr. Dobbins?
Aye.
Mr. Souchaki?
Aye.
Mrs. Decker?
Abstain.
Mrs. Etter?
Aye.
Ms. Prowse?
Motion passes 4-0 with one abstention. Now we can move to superintendent comments.
A couple things. April 8th is our first day back from spring break. That's also the day of the eclipse. The eclipse is going to actually take place almost exactly when elementary is dismissing. Many schools have already canceled the day. This is very frustrating for me because I think this is probably one of our most teachable moments, quite honestly. there is some liability involved, so what I will be coming to the board with is we'll probably do an early release for the elementary. That would get those students home before, because it's going to occur right about 3 o'clock, or just after 3, and then the high school kids will go home at their regular times. We are still going to do some education. We've got glasses we're going to provide for the students. Mrs. Curry has attended several of the local meetings. There is a liability concern. There's also a concern over gridlock, which I can't imagine gridlock on Canal Road. But it's going to go directly over Avon Lake. So Lorraine County Schools closed last year. They all made up their mind that they were going to close. It's kind of trickled this way. My only reasoning for it, doing the early release, is because it happens right as we're dismissing. So students are on buses. I don't want them looking up at the clips. I want them to know that they're safely home. They've got glasses with them to be able to take care of it. The other part about that is we're coming right off of spring break. We'll have been on spring break the week before. And we're also prepping for testing. That's the beginning of our test preparation for state testing. So Mother Nature didn't really work with us in our schedule very closely on that one. But I'll bring that to the board for your approval. Some other scholarship news. We have 3 pending scholarships. Doug Amari and I will be meeting with Sue Durbin and Scott Durbin. We lost Mr. Durbin just a few months ago, and there's been kind of a big push for a scholarship in Stan's name. He had asked that money be donated to the scholarship fund, and actually some people did, and we kind of had to redo it with the Cleveland Foundation, but we want to be able to post that, so I'm working with the Alumni Association. We also just lost Jack Squirick and a classmate of mine, and at the funeral, quite a few classmates and people that knew Jack wanted to see a scholarship started in Jack's name. His wife Penny had reached out to the Raiders about their possible involvement in it too. Jack played for the Raiders for a number of years before a little stint in Miami, then a little stint in Chicago before some concussion protocol and getting his jaw broken kind of ended his pro football career. And then the third one is Deb Petrunia has proposed a scholarship. It's sitting on my desk. I need to talk to Deb about it because it's a pretty hefty scholarship. It's in her mom and dad's name. It would be for students that are going to attend Ohio State University. But I need to sit down with Deb and get some of the details correct on that. So we potentially could have 3 additional scholarships. And, Mrs. Etter and Mr. Sachak, you've been at these for a long, long time. And we try to make our kids understand that scholarship night, that doesn't happen in other places. What goes on that evening is unique to us, that the number of kids, that the way that our local communities, the way that our alumni association, the way that our alumni supports our students is unprecedented. And so we try to make sure that they're thankful for that. We also try to make sure that they fill out applications too, because sometimes they take that a little bit for granted. Mr. Evans has to make several phone calls home to say that the scholarship deadline is Monday. By the way, there's 1 applicant, so if your student told you they filled it out, they probably didn't. So if you want to light a fire under them, to do that. So a lot of opportunities for our students that want to go on to any type of post-secondary training, because a lot of those scholarships can be used in trade schools as well. So really, really some great work by everybody involved in that. So that's some really positive news on the horizon for us.
I was thinking that just what you just said with those possibility of 3 new scholarships is just a testimonial to the great generosity from this whole Cuyahoga Heights school district community, and the fact that the people that these scholarships would be in memory of, to think about who they are and the impact that they made, and that it started here at Cuyahoga Heights.
Yeah, it's like I say, the Alumni Association does a phenomenal job with their name scholarships, and obviously add Stan to that list will be very important for us as well. So it's just a lot of really good things on that end for our kids. And like I said, people that haven't been a part of that before, that are new to our district or new to that, kind of walk out here going, oh my God, how much money just passed across the desk today to the students, so.
And if they think about it, not only that, but the fact of that our graduating classes are usually under 80 kids. You know, we're not talking about a school district that has 300 and 400 students. You know, we're talking about less than 100, less than 80 sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's just, it is truly
Yeah, and there's been nights when
Amazing.
virtually every student in the audience received something,
something.
which is, again, unheard of. I mean, you go down the street to some of your bigger schools, and their scholarship night recognizes between 12 and 14 kids all night long, back over and over again. So really, really proud of everybody involved in that. That's it for me.
Anything else? All right, let's move on to section 17, board business resolution. There's a resolution here for support of the Fair School Funding Plan, and the rate for that would be 30 cents per student or a minimum of $225, depending on your population.
So we'd be at about 250 or 260
Yeah,
based on our enrollment.
Right, so it'll be a little bit more than that. Is there any discussion on this item?
This gets us at the table, and you folks have heard my gripe and ad nauseum about it, but we need to be able to get in a group with that, because every school district has unique interests in this, and as we have talked about the Fair School Funding Plan, there was discussion on, Gary, you and I went down to the initial discussion, because the TPP question was asked, where is it going to be accounted for? And they said it wasn't at that time, but it would be. And there's no way that I look at it now and see that that they take that into any kind of account when it comes to our school funding. So that's one issue for us there. The other is district wealth, and I anxiously look forward to having that discussion with the group. So this gets us in the room and allows me to be vocal to somebody other than you folks. You're probably tired of hearing it from me.
Do you need to make a motion?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a
So
good idea.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 17A.
I'll second.
We have a second from
In
Ms.
note.
Deca. Are there any further discussion? I think everybody wanted to make that motion or second it, but we don't only have one of each, so will the treasurer please call the roll?
Mr. Dobbins.
Aye.
Mrs. Decker.
Aye.
Mrs. Etter.
Aye.
Ms. Prowse.
Aye.
Mr. Souchaki.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. Okay, that's the approval, so moving on to 19, board discussions, committee reports, or other comments. Anybody have any comments for this evening? And I don't either. Okay, sometimes that happens, it goes quickly. Moving on to number 20, future agenda items. Any future agenda items? Nothing on the list here. Informational items. Sorry, I have trouble reading these days. Not that I can't read the letters, I can't see the letters. So my apologies if I have trouble getting all the words out. It should be noted that the Board of Education members receive their agendas several days prior to the actual meeting, thus they have had a considerable opportunity to study and ask questions. Upcoming regular meetings, Wednesday, February 14th, also at 6 p.m., the 28th at 7 p.m., March 13th at 6 p.m. And at this point, I would hereby move that the board adjourn to executive session pursuant to ORC Section 121.22G1 for the purpose of considering appointment, employment, and/or compensation of employees and/or officials of the school district. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Wow, thank you. You have been trying so hard to get a second tonight. So we have a second by Mrs. Etter. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the treasurer please call the roll?
Mr. Souchaki.
Aye.
Mrs. Etter.
Aye.
Mrs. Decker.
Aye.
Ms. Prowse. Mr. Dobbins.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. It is 8:10 p.m., and we are adjourning to executive session. No action will be taken after the executive session.
I'd recommend that you take the recorder with you, that way you can just adjourn from my office when you're done. Just turn it off while you're there, and then you can just turn it on and adjourn from my office, then you don't have to come back in here.
Okay. Thought we were supposed to adjourn where we started. I thought